Oh, GreymanX6 here. And oh man, there is no excuse, no excuse. Here we are well into 2026, and I've still got pickups to film about stuff from 2025. Ugh. Anyway, we got a Power Girl figure and a copy of PS3 Borderlands that I picked up on a road trip with family, but what awaited me when I got home, I'd ordered a couple Genesis cards off of eBay, not very cheap ones, mind you, and a toy store around here had advertised on Facebook that they had a trio of Build-A-Figure Toybiz era Sentinels. And when I went to check out the store, when I got home, they had one left. And I brought this bad boy home. Oh man. Oh man, this just looking at it again, just the dry brushing, the sculpt work, everything. Well, let's have a closer look. Yeah, let's get that bit of demonstration of articulation out of the way early. That was one of the more fun things about the Toybiz era. Had articulated fingers, it can usually make your figures do that. Oh, you all know I love doing that with their old Venom. Anyway, let's take a closer look. And just in the head sculpt, I'm just blown away by all the detail. Just in the jawline, the sculpt work with like the pistons and the pipes and stuff. And you got those sinister green eyes as part of the paintwork, and the metallic bluish purple, the dry brushing. Oh, I just can't get enough. And the dry brushing continues down here. Like the chest pieces, immaculately sculpted as well. Shoulder pieces, and it's a nice thing, these shoulder pauldrons, not only do they got a hinge here, but they're nice and rubbery so they don't get in the way of articulation too much. And for those of you who don't really remember the Toybiz era of Marvel Legends, you just got great stuff like this. Anyway, the shoulder joint seems to be a bit stuck. Maybe I need to... I don't want to risk popping this out. This was a Build-A-Figure, but we do have bicep swivel. Okay, this one is able to swing out. Yeah, like I said, bicep swivel. We got double-jointed elbows, even though we don't get that deep of a bend. Such a big, bulky figure, that's not surprising. And we got the hand on this, looks like a bit of a ball joint, and as we already showed, we got the articulated fingers. And yeah, Mr. Sentinel, you're a killing machine, but you don't got to be rude about it. Anyway, but since this figure is over 20 years old, and it was one you had to snap together yourself, it's kind of no surprise that we got some loosey-goosey joints. Here at the waist, and the diaphragm cut seems a little... Also, we got something that's probably an extra port for the tentacles. That's the one thing this doesn't come with, but I could always go on eBay to get more. And the great sculpt work continues. It's like this combination of like tech and just organic structure, musculature. Reminds me of Metal Gear Ray from the Metal Gear games. And yeah, we will remember this from the Toybiz era. The ball-shaped hip joints. But they are functional, and here on this Sentinel, which is being so robot, it doesn't look too bad. The great sculpt work and metallic dry brushing continues all the way down there. We've got more pistons. We got double-jointed knees that are pinless and have a pretty good bend. But when you get down to the ankles, you got these goofy, cartoonish shaped feet, and you don't get a lot of room. That's definitely where the HasLab one excels and just is leaps and bounds over this one, but I always knew I was not getting that one. It's just too big, too expensive, and I just like this better. or just the way it looks, with just the paintwork and the sculpt, and even the color. It reminds me of the movie Sentinels, the past movie Sentinels. I remember going to see Days of Future Past and thinking they look so stupid, the future Sentinels. They look like anorexic destroyers from Thor. But you get to the ones in the past, and it looked awesome. The past ones looked stupid when they showed you stills, like pre-production shots, but seeing them in action, it was great. Alright, let's do some size comparison. Here's our Toybiz Sentinel with a couple of X-Men I plucked at random. Here we have the Hasbro Juggernaut Wave Iceman and the retro-carded comic book Gambit. Alright, let's pan up, pan up, pan up. Like I said, nowhere near as big as the HasLab one, but just no slouch for size. And now, let's put our Toybiz Sentinels side by side with the other huge-ass Chungus Marvel figure I have, the Marvel Universe 19-inch Galactus, which again I got in lieu of the HasLab version. Go ahead and pan up. And yeah, Galactus appropriately is taller, though they're almost eye to eye, which is a bit of an oddity, but whatever. Let's do a bit of a measurement for Mr. Sentinel. Okay, he's standing about 15.5 inches tall. Yeah, those Build-A-Figures back in the Toybiz days, they were some damn absolute units. And I'll tell you what for. I'm so glad I waited this long to add a Sentinel to my collection, and as a kid I never bothered with that one that was part of the old Toybiz X-Men line. I remember seeing that in like toy ads and thinking, oh, a big old Sentinel to go with my X-Men figures, oh, I gotta get it. And what was I thinking? Even back then that thing looked goony and doofy as hell. Oh well, good things come to those who wait. Also in the case of adding a couple classic Genesis games to my collection. Now, I am a huge Ys fan. I have been ever since I discovered Ys Book 1 and 2 for the TurboGrafx CD 20 years after its release, courtesy of the Wii Virtual Console version. I was like, oh man! I was able to put myself back in the mindset of an 8-year-old raised on an NES. And, it's just like the cinematic presentations, the use of CD quality music and voice work, the Zelda caliber exploration, and I loved everything about it, but I've been slow to get into the rest of the series. I played 5 as soon as a fan translation was available, and I played the shit out of 7 on the PSP, but this will be my next one. This is actually a bit better than the TurboGrafx CD version of Ys III. It scrolls a lot more smoothly. It may not have the voice work, but the voice acting quality in that one was nowhere near as good as the stuff in Ys Book 1 and 2 anyway. So, I'm gonna have fun with this. And we also have a classic shooter that was published by the same company, Gaiares. Yeah, it's a pretty plain cover. You know why they didn't go with the Japanese cover? Yeah, that's why. Anyway, this is supposed to be really hard. How hard? You know, let's give it a shot right now. Let's see how it goes. Alright, here we go. Got a Gradius feel to it, except you got this thing that lets you steal the firepower from other enemies. Reminds me of a Gradius option mixed with the little Force Orb thing from R-Type. Alright, just cleared the screen. Alright, boosted firepower again, and ugh. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, tripled our firepower. Okay. Going through a bit of an asteroid field, and boom! Damn it! Alright, we're a little farther along now. Got a lot of firepower again. We got missiles too. Again, feeling like Gradius. And I've beaten the OG Gradius. Come on, we can do this. Come on, for the planet. Alright. Ugh. Alright, come on, come on, come on. We can get that far again. Nice graphics and backgrounds for an early Genesis game, too. Alright, let's do this, and oh! Come on! So I guess that's a perfect segue into the McFarlane DC Multiverse Power Girl. Like I said, I got her and that PS3 game on a road trip, and before I left Birmingham, Alabama, I stopped in a second in Charles, and not only did I find that copy of Borderlands for $10, they were selling the Power Girl figure for $10 each. So I bought two. I can't find the one that's still in the box right now, and I can't find Streaky that came in the one I opened, but whatever. Can you believe it? She was so sought after. She was going like for 60, 70 on the aftermarket, and here they were just like 10 a pop in this nice little city in Alabama. So even though I really don't collect DC McFarlane Multiverse, I decided to pick her up just for the novelty alone, and it's a very good figure. I mean, that is a very nice head sculpt for Karen Starr, or Paige Stetler, whatever name she's going by these days. Yeah, speaking of Leia Williamson's recent run, believe me, I did look for the Chase variant that has her legs covered in the red jacket in said run, but no go. They just had the basic version, but oh well. Anyway, we got rotator cuffs a bit loosey-goosey, but whatever. Raise her arms more than 90 degrees. The bicep swivel is pretty awkward. It's pretty much using the base Wonder Woman body. Okay, deep bend with the elbows, but just like with that collector's edition Wonder Woman, we don't have a diaphragm cut, and I really think they should have added one. It wouldn't have broken up the sculpt. At least we still have one on at the waist, even though, like with most McFarlane DC stuff, no hunch forward, but plenty of arch back. It's weird. It's like, it seems like there's a lot of empty space in there. Not that I got a fun feeling around that area, mind you. Not much twist in the hip, but we got a very good bend in the knee, even though that looks kind of weird, and some extraneous details with buckles at the boots, but I'm not complaining. And she's got a bit of a wedge heel to her boots, and we got ankle balls that go up, down, everywhere. Very nice. So all in all, nice articulation. But there is one flaw. We got to turn it around. The way the cape is fastened, it is not accurate to the comic. But thankfully, she'll usually be facing forward. And at least we do have a soft goods wired cape that's pretty strong material. I don't see this thing just coming apart anytime soon. So yeah, even though I don't collect too much McFarlane DC Multiverse stuff, I'm glad I went ahead and picked her up since I found her on a big discount on a road trip. I just saw her and I just could not look away from that pair of piercing, smoky eyes that would melt even the fiercest heart. And here's McFarlane's Power Girl, next to the only 6 inches scale Power Girl ever made that I felt passed muster. This is the DC Direct Power Girl from Infinite Crisis. All the other ones from DC Direct looked like too small, too big. It's like wonky proportions. This is the only one that just looked like she was right out of the comic books. And the Mattel DC Universe Classics ones was too puny, too looking. No. Power Girl, she's got to be big, you know. She's got to be sporting a big pair of biceps that'll just twist your neck off, you know. And to close things out, here's Power Girl with my ideal live-action multiverse DC Trinity. And here we see possibly the biggest flaw with Power Girl. As many others have noted, she's way too tall. So she towers over most other Superman figures, and even like the Hush Batman figures, which is, she's big, like 5'11", 6, but nowhere near that range. Anyway, let's see if I can get it to show better on camera. Yeah, about 7.5 inches. Oh well. She was built on the collector's edition Wonder Woman body, but yeah, it's still not supposed to be this tall. And she towers over this Diana, though just like this Wonder Woman, she's got these nice big pair of sculpted thighs that can absolutely crush a human skull. Anyway, I guess that leaves me with nothing else to talk about, but the other thing I picked up while in Birmingham, Alabama. The original Borderlands, and I've never played this, or any game in the series. But, of course, I'm aware of Borderlands these days because of the movie that tanked both commercially and critically, which is a damn shame because, one, it had Jamie Lee Curtis in it, fresh off of wrapping up her role in the Halloween franchise, and the girl that played, Tiny Tina, or whatever her name is, Ariana Greenblatt. I remember reading articles where it was rough for her being in such a secluded area for all the filming and there was hardly anyone her age. Sounds like she put her heart into it, but, oh well. She did what she could with what she was given, Jamie Lee Curtis too, and I guess it wasn't enough, but finally I had to get my PS3 working again. It was like some bullshit with the graphics card, so I can give this a whirl soon, and I might as well. Let's see what the hubbub is, and why so many people were disappointed that this thing wasn't up to snuff in this day and age where we got this live-action Sonic movies and Illumination Mario movies. So, thanks for sticking around this long. This has been a long overdue pickup video for stuff in 2025. Like, subscribe, do that all that rigmarole, help keep this channel going. Thanks a lot. Oh yeah, and Power Girl has really big honkers. Do you ever notice that?